Hello everybody, greetings from the Everglades. I'm on a hike, if you could imagine. And for this region of South Florida, hike sometimes means getting your feet wet, maybe getting your legs wet. And I spent a few exquisite days here in the Everglades, and I'm filled with joy. I feel joy for the ability to be trudging through the water like a kid. It reminds me of jumping in mud puddles. I feel joy for the blue sky and all the animals that I've seen along the way the last few days. I feel joy in being in it, being submersed in water, literally. And when I think of water, I think of emotions. And you might be able to reflect on emotions or water, the role water plays in your life too, maybe even subconsciously. The waves at the beach are soothing. Even rain can represent maybe crying or maybe cleansing or maybe a rejuvenation, a refresh. It rained here last night and the sky is bluer than ever today. I invite you to follow along for the next 20 minutes and open up to what walking through the water might mean for you. This is meant to be an experience for you in a way that you can connect with the natural world while coming along with me. And imagine that you're walking through this water with me and reflecting on your emotions. You may not feel joy today as you watch this. You may feel a different emotion, and that's okay. This is meant for you to do it in a way that makes sense for you. So take in a deep breath, a big exhale, and join me for the next 20 minutes in the splendor of the Everglades on this wet trip. Take a big breath in and a big exhale. Feel the weight of your body. Let's start out with the darker waters. Now, initially I was a little reluctant to go on this trail because I wasn't sure if I was going to be walking through dark water that I couldn't see the bottom. That made me a little nervous. So that's a good indication that there might be something to look at within myself, like why am I a little unclear about the dark waters? Maybe that's some shadow work, maybe it's just things that I have within me, little nuggets of maybe fear or doubt. Or it could just be that I don't want to walk in water that's dark. So for this next session, I invite you to open up to what does darker water symbolize for you? Or how do you feel sitting with this part of the nature connection? Take a deep breath in, big exhale. There are just a few parts of this trail where the water gets pretty deep. I can only imagine during the wet season that this would probably be coming up to my waist. And sometimes I'm not sure how I feel about that on a trail where I can't maybe see the bottom or where water is up to my center of gravity. And that gives me pause to reflect on what is it about water in that space that makes me feel vulnerable. And yeah, there's the obvious safety aspects of that, but emotionally, what makes me feel vulnerable about being surrounded by more of my emotions? I invite you to sit with that concept with this next section around deeper waters and what that feels like for you and what emotions that brings forward. And remember to take a big deep breath in, a big exhale, and feel the weight of your body and float in the deep waters. These cypress trees in some ways remind me of my beloved western red cedars that live in the Pacific Northwest. And I always try to find a way to incorporate them into these nature connection experiences because the bark has so much life and flavor and textures and layers that I can't help but reflect back on my own layers and all those kinds of symbols. I invite you to look at what parts of your emotions are like the bark of the cypress tree. Are there things that could be peeled away? There's textures, there's colors, maybe there's complication, maybe there's simplicity. I invite you to sit with the layers around you and your emotions. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is your nature connection experience, and you're joining me. And that's the wonderful thing about nature. And the wonder and awe is that the symbols are unique for each person because it's about your unique circumstances, not only in your life, but today, how you feel right now. It could be different in another hour. So that's why working with water and emotions can be really powerful to get the feel for your emotions at any given space and time. And I'm right here on the edge of a cypress grove that is dormant. And so if you notice the trees behind me, they look dead or they look quiet. And this is a winter season in South Florida as well. And so this gives me an opportunity to reflect on what's dormant within me, within my emotions. And does that represent rejuvenation? Does it represent the quiet of winter in that time that I need to rekindle the emotions, rekindle the parts of me that I want to have grow and strengthen? This gives me pause to reflect on what's dormant within me but maybe growing, or what's dormant within me that I want to let go of, what's dormant within me that I'm ready to wake up. Take a big deep breath, a big exhale. Feel the weight of your body, and I invite you to sit with what's dormant within you and what do you want to do about that? Take a big deep breath in, a big exhale. Feel the weight of your body. This next part of the walk is over rock that exists throughout the Everglades and is part of the reason why this slow-moving river is able to purify the water and cleanse and provide nutrients and lots of things for life, because this rock creates obstacles for the water, holds it in. For this last section, I invite you to join me as I walk on these stepping stones through the water and reflect on what are the stepping stones in your life through your emotions, or using your emotions, or with your emotions. What impedes you? What supports you? What can transform you? Take a big deep breath in, big exhale, feel the weight of your body, and let's keep going on these stepping stones through our emotions. all of this, I see this young cypress tree and it was calling out for me. And I think this is the place to say farewell. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share and comment. But most important, I want you to remember that just 20 minutes a day doing something connective in the natural world is enough to make a lasting impact on your day and on the trajectory of your life. Thank you for joining me today in the beauty of the Everglades, and I'll see you down the road.